Okay, let's be real for a second. The term project controls sounds incredibly dry, doesn't it? Maybe even a little bit intimidating. But what if I told you it's actually the secret to avoiding total, utter chaos? Today, we're going to ditch all that corporate jargon. We're reimagining the whole thing as something we can all get our heads around, cooking a massive Sunday roast for the entire family, and, trying not to burn the dinner.
I mean, have you ever been there? You've got the budget just simmering away over here, the timeline is bubbling and about to boil over completely, and your key stakeholders, well, they keep trying to change the ingredients at the last minute. It just feels like pure chaos, right? A mad dash to stop everything from turning into a burnt mess.
Well, you are definitely not alone, and that's exactly how we're going to tackle this. For the next few minutes, just forget about the office. We're not at work, we're in the kitchen, and our project is the most ambitious, most complicated Sunday roast we have ever tried to make. Ready? Let's get cooking.
Right. First things first. Every successful roast, and I mean every successful project, doesn't start with chopping vegetables or preheating the oven. It starts with a plan. A plan that everyone agrees on. You wouldn't just start cooking for 12 people without a solid recipe, would you? Of course not.
This right here, this is your project baseline. Just think of it as the master recipe. It's the one everyone's agreed on, all the ingredients, the cooking times, the budget for the shopping. It's what we call version controlled, which is just a fancy way of saying you can't have people scribbling new instructions in the margins whenever they feel like it. This is your single source of truth. It's what stops those mystery changes from popping up out of nowhere and makes sure you actually serve up what you promised.
So what happens when things change? Because, and trust me on this, they always do. This is where a formal change control process saves the day. It's not about just saying no to everything. It's about controlling the chaos. So when Cousin Tim drops his vegan bombshell, you don't just panic. Nope. You log the request. You figure out the impact. What's this going to do to my oven space, my cooking time, my shopping budget? Then a decision gets made. Maybe it's you for a small tweak, or maybe the ultimate sponsor, let's call her mom, for a big one. And only then does the master recipe get officially updated. See? No uncontrolled chaos here.
Okay, so having a recipe is absolutely essential. But you can't just stick the food in the oven, walk away for 3 hours, and just hope for the best. A good chef and a good project manager is always tasting as they go, constantly checking in on their progress. This is your regular reporting, your key performance indicators, or KPIs. A simple red, amber, green status gives everyone an instant, really clear picture. Green is fantastic. Everything's going to plan. Amber means, there's a problem brewing, like lumpy gravy, that needs a bit of attention. And red, well, red is an emergency. Oh no, the cauliflower cheese, we forgot it. This system forces you to take immediate action, and it means nobody can turn around later and say they weren't warned. It's all about clear, honest communication.
And of course, you've got to watch the money. Financial oversight can be as simple as this. How much have we spent against what we planned to spend? So looking here, we're at £57.80 against a £60 budget. Hey, we're on track. This regular check on your actuals versus forecast isn't just about saving a few quid. It's about building trust and showing that you're in control. It makes sure there are no nasty surprises when you get to the checkout.
All right, now for the big stuff. These aren't just little check-ins. These are the formal control mechanisms, the ones designed to prevent total, catastrophic, burnt turkey kind of failure.
I want you to think of stage gates as these really critical, formal go or no-go decision points in your project. It's the moment you have to pause before you move to the next phase and ask the big question, are we absolutely 100% ready? You wouldn't start carving the turkey if you knew the potatoes were still raw, would you? A stage gate forces you to check that everything is ready. It's how you avoid throwing good effort, or good money, after bad. You have to earn the right to continue.
Every good chef knows exactly what can go wrong in their kitchen. And that is your risk and issue management. You don't just worry about things, you write them down. You identify the risk, like Uncle Barry deciding to help with the gravy, and you create a plan to mitigate it. For the bigger risks, you have a contingency plan. This is a live document, and it helps keep you one step ahead of disaster and stops you from constantly firefighting.
And finally, audits and assurance reviews. Now, I know that sounds terrifying, but it's really not. It's just an independent set of eyes coming in for a look. It's like your most particular, most fastidious aunt coming in for a surprise inspection, checking your hygiene standards and tasting the gravy for seasoning. It gives you that objective scrutiny, it builds confidence, and honestly, it often spots things that you've become completely blind to.
So, we've made it through the whole cooking process. What are the key things we need to remember? Let's boil it all down to 4 simple golden rules for your project kitchen.
First up, you need accurate data. Guessing if the chicken is cooked through is a recipe for absolute disaster. Using a meat thermometer gives you a cold, hard fact. In your project, that means having trusted, real-time reports and dashboards. Good data always leads to good decisions. It's as simple as that. Rule number 2, early visibility beats late surprises every single time. Those regular status reports, that's your chance to taste the gravy early. It lets you fix a small problem, like it needs a bit of salt, before it becomes a major disaster that gets served up to all your guests. And this one perfectly illustrates the need for clear escalation paths. If a problem is too big for you to handle, a literal kitchen fire, you need to know exactly who to shout for, and they need to be ready to make a decision, fast. You don't just stand there and hope it goes out on its own. And finally, traceability. Every single decision, every change you make, every pound you spend should be documented and linked back to a reason that's been authorized. From a massive change request right down to a tiny little tweak, you need to know why it happened. This is your audit trail, your cookbook's little notes in the margin. So there you have it. From the master recipe of your baseline all the way to the final taste test of an audit, these controls aren't about creating pointless bureaucracy. They're the tools of a great chef. They're designed to turn potential chaos into a controlled, successful, and hopefully delicious outcome. So the only real question left is this. For your next project, what's the first recipe you're going to write?